This is YG Nyghtstorm. Welcome to my vlog. Let's get it. Marriage is hard. And I've been in my relationship with my wife for 13 years now. And it hasn't always been easy. It hasn't always been pretty. It is tough. It is work. And it is not like what Hollywood says it is, when the man meets woman and they go through a little adversity to get together and then they get married and then they ride off into the sunset, and everybody's happy and then roll the credits. But guess what? There's life after the credits. And the real world marriage is nowhere near like the fictional world marriage in Hollywood. It's not pretty. It's not perfect. It is rough sometimes. And a lot of people have gone through some rough patches. In my seminars, when I talk about this on is your spouse living the single life, I talk to both men and women, and I get a lot of different opinions on why somebody might have cheated or someone is stepping out. And with a lot of the women I've talked to, some said that their guy stopped paying attention to them after, the conquest of sex. He let himself go, or the infamous B word started flying out of his mouth a lot. Now with guys, it was a little bit simpler. I'm like, why did you cheat? And the consensus was that one of them was, I saw this chick at the bus stop. She looked good. She hopped in the car and I hit it. That simple. Or saw at work. She looked good. She hopped in the car and I hit it. Or saw at the club. She looked good. She hopped in the car and I hit it. You get it? It's real easy for guys to cheat. We don't need emotional responses. We don't need nothing too serious. She looked good. She hopped in the car and we go hit it. That's real simple. And sometimes with women, it's a little bit more complicated. Emotions are involved. They're lacking something from us that some other dude is trying to fulfill. And ladies, 9 times out of 10, this guy's lying. He's just trying to tell you anything just so you can hop in the car, he can hit it. Okay, so we're gonna be real with that. But what I also want to talk about is how you guys can stay together. First of all, is your marriage important enough to you? Is your spouse so important to you that you honestly want to spend the rest of your life with them? Now, if the answer to this question is yes, then you have a shot, but it's a lot of work to do. And the crazy thing about being married is, guess what? You're married to a human being, and human beings screw up a lot. We mess up. So I'm gonna give you some tips that me and my wife have done. And like I said, this is real world stuff, okay? Learn how to apologize. That's number one. And when you apologize, never use the word but in your apology. Here's an example. Baby, I'm sorry that you feel that I did this to you, but this why I did it, and you did this, and you did that, and all the blah, 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 blah. As soon as that word but comes up, a wall comes between you and your spouse. And everything that you're saying after that is blah, 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 blah. Done. You've lost. Here's how to apologize. I'm sorry. I know I hurt you. I hurt myself when I did it. You are so important to me that I'm willing to stop this behavior and get this right, because I honestly cannot live my life without you. I'm sorry, baby. No, wasn't that different? Trust me, I'm really good at it, because I have had to apologize so much over crap that I've done because I was mad at my wife, or honestly doing something I had no business doing. I'm keeping it real. I'm honest. Me and my wife are in a real marriage. 13 years is tough, and I'm trying to keep it for the rest of my life. Okay, now number 2, you you gotta make love to your marriage. And when I say make love to your marriage, I mean make love to your marriage like you did to your spouse the very first time y'all got together. You saw your spouse, you were feeling your spouse, you loved how they looked, how they smelled, you hugged them close, y'all did your thing. It was passionate, it was attentive, you were totally into each other. There was no room for air between you guys, and nothing could separate you. That's how you make love to your marriage. Remember what it was that you love about this person and how you chose this person over everybody else in the world to say your vows to. Remember, that person is still there, just like you were still there. But y'all got to get through y'all issues and the humps. But make love to your marriage like you never did before. And one way to get back to that point, this is the big one. Really follow this. You must learn how to forgive. I repeat, you are married to a human being. We are not perfect people. We screw up. We say things that will hurt your feelings. We do things that we have honestly no business doing, and we regret it. Learn how to forgive. You have to let it go. Because one thing that I've learned, just even with things outside of marriage, that forgiveness is rarely earned, but it's something that you have to freely give to free yourself of the anxiety and the stress that will kill you, all while this other person has moved on and doing their thing. You are the one still suffering because you are the one still holding on. You have to deal with it. You have to let it go, and you have to forgive. And the important part is this person the person I honestly want to spend the rest of my life with? If they are, and they have learned how to apologize, and they honestly mean it, and they have changed their ways, and they are focused on fixing the marriage and working with you, forgive. Because there's a lot of things that you have done that you need to be forgiven for.